And good morning. Yes, it is Friday. Yay, 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 all day.
Hey, every day is Friday with you the way you acted lately. I mean, I'll just tell you.
That's true.
You take the whole month of July and June and May off. And
what about August?
Well, you probably take that month off too. Good morning, I'm Jamie Cooper. Thank y'all for getting up with us. As you know, this is Athens in the AM. I'm Jamie Cooper, and I thank y'all for joining us on this Friday morning. Lonnie joins us this morning. Lonnie minus Bonnie. What, she give up on you?
Where's Bonnie?
Well, I got her up. I forgot the schedule, and I got her up last Friday to play with me, and we weren't here, but she took me out to dinner.
She what?
She took me out to dinner last Friday night.
Took you out to dinner?
Yeah.
Did she tell you she was giving up this early morning gig?
Well, no, she had to work today.
I show up at Hard Dock, videotape her band, Jesse's Girl, never see her again. Doug joins and says, well, you say you're going to be playing volleyball this afternoon?
No, we're going to be working this afternoon.
Oh, so y'all just over there warming up. When do y'all start flooding the courts?
This evening. About 4 o'clock p.m. we'll start flooding courts, and then we'll refresh them in the morning. So.
All right, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. The 25th annual, I do believe, CASA volleyball tournament starts this weekend. Doug will be telling us all about that. He's a local attorney in here who happens to be off this week since all the judges are gone. But I've got some legal questions for you later on this morning. Well, serious legal question, yeah. So we'll ask you that later on, too. Plus, I got plenty of SEC Media Days ended yesterday. Bama, number one. Obviously, we'll talk about that in a little bit, too. A.J. McCarron stole the show, kind of, through old Johnny Manziel, kind of. That's Paul Feinbaum's body said yesterday on ESPN. He buried Johnny Manziel yesterday. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. If you got a question or anything, you might want to keep it to yourself, or you can text Gloria 603-4848. Lots of stuff to talk about. We'll hear from Lonnie in just a moment. He'll be playing too, selling real property and everything else he's got listed at Marmac Realty. But all that's coming your way the next hour. Thank y'all for getting up with us. Let's get it cranking right now, because how hot's it going to be today?
Oh, it's going to be a hot one today. Already 72 degrees out there. Feels quite nice. And I know you guys don't like the heat, but get ready. 95 today. UV rays skyrocketing too. High temperatures 91 to 95 degrees depending on where you are. Low temperatures tonight of 71. There's that chance of those thunderstorms. Those are scattered storms, or a little pop-up rain, I guess you can say, every day for the next several days. There's your forecast. Just warm, hot temperatures. It's summertime. 230-4988 does get Frank.
Man, there's some sick stuff in the news this morning too, Doug.
Yes, there is.
That guy that raped that 4-month-old baby, they captured him.
Good.
That'll put him in general population. That issue will resolve itself.
And we'll talk more about that on the front page of the paper this morning too, so we'll check about that in a little bit. So, yeah, how many people are involved in getting this thing ready?
Oh man, probably dozens. We've got so many board members and other volunteers that have done this a lot longer than I have.
Okay.
And
they're good at it.
Of course, we get Mike gives us some free labor to come up there and help out. So.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit too. So all that'll be coming up here in just a little bit. As I said, SEC Media Days ended yesterday. Saban said of all the media representatives, I think this was a blowout this year. They picked Alabama like a 4-1 favorite over everybody. But Saban, they've only picked in the last 20-something years of SEC Media Days, Doug, they've only picked successfully the SEC champion 4 times. And Saban quotes, if I'd had that kind of record, I'd still be pumping gas at my daddy's service station in West Virginia.
I saw that. That was, I love the way he snides the media a little bit on that stuff.
I mean,
he's good at it.
All those little nerds in the room don't.
Of course, you know who stole the show down there? There were 1,200 media people, thousands of other people at the Winfrey, fans. The guy who stole the show yesterday was this guy that works at Walmart in Birmingham, Shannon Villa. Here's his hat. He paid $300 and works at Walmart now for this hat. He was on ESPN with it. He's in USA Today this morning with it. Now, that's a head full of bling right there, isn't it?
I don't know that I'd have paid $300 for that.
He paid. Now, the guy, first of all, keep in mind, the guy works at Walmart, took a day off, sick day off, I do believe, or vacation day, just to wear that friggin' hat and try to get Saban to sign it. He did not sign it, but he did sign his football.
Oh.
That's what you call a big head.
Bling head.
That's got to make you proud to be an Alabama fan, right?
Oh, yeah, it does. It does.
We have a birthday to do before we forget, Miss Sandy Boyd. Happy birthday. There, we got a photo to show, too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
There, Sandy, putting out fires all the time, huh? Happy birthday. That's Sandy on the right and Joey on the left. What's he got in his hand? A cup of tea?
Yep, sweet tea.
Yeah, sweet tea, I do believe, right there.
Everybody likes celery in their sweet tea.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
Good eye, Doug.
I love celery in my sweet tea.
Yeah, I do too.
That was at Papa Rocco's at the, what was it, St. Patty's Day Parade.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of how hot it is, I saw this picture in Decatur Daily this morning. This is Lee Spangler and his dogs Dakota and Ruby. He's out riding a little three-wheel bicycle here. It's a little bit too hot, but now he's a Bama fan too. Now, see, there he is. Look at that. He's a Bama fan riding a bicycle, letting his dogs walk. That's out of Decatur Daily this morning from over in Decatur. So, did y'all know, and I'll get back to them SEC Media Days later, survey says right here, that if you live in the South, and obviously we do, our lifetimes are shortened, Lonnie.
Uh-oh, why?
If you're 65 living in Hawaii, there's a good news. Odds are you'll live another 21 years.
Hey.
If you live in Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, anywhere like that, Tennessee, well, you might not make it an extra 21 years.
I'm going to Hawaii.
No, you ain't. I
A
am.
bunch of years.
Since I'm the one closest to approaching that type of age right there.
We go early.
U.S. life expectancy has been growing steadily for decades and now nearly 79 for newborns. So if you're born now, like Maddie, she lived to be 79, you're a kid, 79 years old, of course you won't be around.
That's it.
65 years old, now you can live older. Overall, Americans who make it 65 have about 19 years of life ahead of them. Frank?
Aww.
Bad news.
Hang in there, Frank.
Southern states tend to have higher rates of smoking, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and a range of other illnesses. They also have problems that affect life, like less education and more poverty. Well, why not move it?
We should.
Well, I'd rather live 3 years less and stay in Alabama.
Yeah, I do. I love the great state of Alabama. Don't you, Lonnie?
Yes, I do.
We'll hear from Lonnie in just a moment, or don't you go to sleep on me. All right, I'm going to talk about a story right now that this was in USA Today this morning. You can take you used to go to Wisconsin a lot.
Uh-huh, I did.
All right. Well, it says here now you can take a bicycle ride and be cowed by a bike trip through Wisconsin. Now, you see that? I'm leading up to something here, Doug. I'm leading up to something. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it.
So you take
all
a
right, so you can ride a bicycle through Wisconsin and see all the cows. Well, you can do that here in Limestone County. There's cows everywhere. But let me tell you about something I've never heard of before. A lady over in the UK, 30-something years old, was walking her dog through a pasture near her. That's her right there, through the house. The dog scared some cows.
Yeah. Headline
says, midwife horrifically injured after she was stamped, thrown, and sat on by a herd of cows while walking her dog.
They attacked
She
her.
fell walking through the pasture. These cows, trying to protect, I've never heard of this, trying to protect their young, sat on her and rolled over on it, took turns before she could get up sitting on her.
Oh my
I've never heard of
gosh.
that.
Cow-faced. I don't know. I mean, I've never heard of that
Not
before.
funny,
She's
poor
injured,
woman.
broke her ribs and everything.
Oh.
Bless her heart.
Who watching this morning has ever been sat on by a cow?
Easy now.
I've been. I am from New Hope, but I didn't go that far.
I've never been
I have been
counted.
stepped on by a cow before. Of course, one of the favorite things we used to do in New Hope was get one of those little prod things. What do you call them, Frank?
You were mean to him.
Had the batteries in them.
You
Stick them in.
sting
Well,
'em?
you'd stick them in people when they wouldn't know they was coming. You know?
And people.
Yeah, but who's ever been sat on by a freaking cow?
I love
I ain't
to
either.
watch cows move.
But I mean,
I've seen
Their head just
them,
goes like
chase
that.
golden retrievers and that sort of thing. I mean, just other animals, but never
Not a
people.
human.
but if you fall down, so now a cow is going to come and sit on you.
Well, don't get too close to a cow.
Yeah, cow tipping. Some of y'all might have done that in times to come over
never
here.
done
We got all right. The Rolling Stone deal. You keeping up with that? Rolling Stone magazine.
Yeah. And the pictures that came out later,
Yeah, the cop did that. He got fired.
I heard that.
Really?
He got fired on that. I mean, Rolling Stone. If y'all haven't seen the cover, I don't know if any of y'all watching Rolling Stone. It's kind of you read one in the last 30 years, Lonnie?
No.
Okay, I didn't figure. But that's the picture. They make him out to be some kind of freaking star, but it achieved what they were looking for. Popularity for the
Popularity.
magazine.
Yeah,
So
When's the last time you mentioned Rolling Stone on Cooper and Co?
exactly.
I am a Rolling Stone.
That's how you
I mean, really, come on. When's the last time I talked about the Rolling Stone on the show? Never.
Never.
So, anyway.
It worked.
All right, Doug, we'll talk to you more. I got a story I want to talk to you later about.
Interesting article.
Yeah, a guy in, I forgot what state it is, but they got this guy, and we'll talk more about it later. He shot his girlfriend 11 times in the 80s, got sentenced to prison. and then he killed a guy in prison. And they did a stay of execution because his IQ's only 70, and then the paper calls him, in USA Today, retarded.
Mentally challenged. I hate that word.
It says retarded in the
I know,
paper.
I still hate that word.
I say fry him today, but we'll talk more about that later. I don't know what the rules are here.
Well, it's
Obviously
an
a bad
interesting-
state of mind.
Yeah. You know, that's a
A
Supreme
murderer.
Court case that came down a couple years ago.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that later, so you're up on that, and then
Yeah.
we'll get Stan's opinion on some stuff here in a moment, too. When you moving? I see your moving vans all out in the house this morning.
Today and tomorrow.
Oh, today and tomorrow. Well, don't ask me for help. I got a hurt back. Hey, let's get ready to go a little local and loaded on a Friday morning. Lonnie Lemmond in here this morning. Local Lonnie without Bonnie. Going to play some right now. So
She'll
let's
be
take a little
back.
break. We'll be back to do some news just a second. Y'all, hang on.
Local and loving.
Don't rock the jukebox. I wanna hear some Jones. My heart ain't ready for no Rolling Stone. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. Well, don't rock the jukebox. Play me a country song. Before you punch that quarter, well, keep one thing in mind. You got a heart-broke hillbilly standing here in line. Well, I've been down and lonely since my baby left. Before you punch that number, that I have one request. Don't rock the jukebox. I wanna hear some Jones. Well, my heart ain't ready for no Rolling Stone. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. But don't rock the jukebox. Play me a country song. Got nothing against rock and roll, but when a heart's been broken, you need a song that's slow. And there's nothing like a steel guitar to drown a memory. Before you punch a number, play a song to me. Well, don't rock the jukebox. I wanna hear George Jones. Well, my heart ain't ready for no Rolling Stone. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. But don't rock the jukebox. Play me a country song. Don't rock the jukebox. Play me a country song.